Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and we run our business out of our home. It's becoming tradition at this point that every year we do a craft room rearrange, and I wanted to take you guys on that journey with me and kind of explain my thought process and just show you what we did. This is where we create all of our tutorials, live streams, leatherworking, sculptures, costumes, fused glass, lampwork glass, wire wrapping, and whatever various other arts and crafts I've been drawn to. This is how the craft room was post our 2023 rearrange, which you can find linked up in the little corner or down in the video description if you want to see, how we got into this mess. Our business and our art are evolving constantly, so our creative space needs to be updated periodically to suit our needs more effectively. My big 2023 complaint was that my art, specifically painting, sculpting, and leatherworking and metalsmithing actually, were disorganized. They were in multiple places throughout the craft room. I couldn't really apply myself to painting or sculpting or leatherworking or metalsmithing because those areas were spread out but also bogging each other up. So like I couldn't do my leatherworking because all my sculpture stuff was over my leatherworking desk, and I couldn't really do leatherworking because there was again more sculpture stuff on my leatherworking desk, which was where it should have been, but there just wasn't enough space for the two things to coexist. I have found over the years that I personally like to have a few projects going at once, and a few is an understatement, but bear with me. So it is essential for me, though, to be, efficient in my work, to have an area for each task. So as I'm editing this, I'm actually video editing. So this is my editing corner where I do my beading. It's where I live stream from. So while I like to have a space for each area is serving multiple purposes because I also do a lot of wire wrapping over here, hence our wire storage. This is where I have my morning coffee and plan my day and do my guitar practice. I am transitioning to doing more wire wrapping over here because if I'm not streaming, I don't need to be right at the computer, and I really like spying on the birds. And it's also right there directly next to my metalsmithing area. This is also where I do my little bit of journaling and artwork in the mornings, again, wild bird spying. And our electroforming is set up over here. So all of this kind of makes a little bit more sense. And now also all of our jewelry, for the most part, is in the same room. At the time of recording, I still need to get I need to get a clamp that can make this connect to that. But in that way, we'll be ready to stream over here, and I'm saving up to get a really nice arch light for my metalsmithing area that I think will be pretty cool. But over here and again, we've got all these tripods and, old refurbished cell phones for webcams, but we live stream our lampwork glass. So this whole area is set up for that, as well as additional storage. And this is where we cure paintings. Like we let the gesso and the paint dry over there. And this is how the leatherworking and sculpting area has ended up. It's taken over by sculpting right now, but whenever I want to do some leatherworking, I just pull this Craftsman tool chest out a bit, and all my tools are right here, and that's where I can do my hammering and tooling and different things. We began all of this by taking down and packing away the Christmas tree and the other seasonal decorations. I do love dolling up my craft room. It puts a bit of magic into the mundane, and it does help me to fall in love with my space over and over again. It can be a lot of technically unnecessary work, but it is worth it to me, and I have a lot of fun with my loved ones, putting the decor up and enjoying the vibe and taking it back down when the seasons change. The next step was to unload the bookcase. That has been a disorganized catch-all for at least the past decade in various forms. My goal with this was to intentionally and efficiently load it up to be functional and beautiful. We had 2 6-foot tables set up as a staging area for everything that was on the bookcase. One table was stage 1, which was for unloading onto, and the other table was stage 2 for sorting. Y'all, there was all sorts of hoarding going on here, but we managed to boil it down to personal journals, business documents, like the folders we keep for each vending event we've done, and like the tax records and instructional books about crafting, which I couldn't believe it, but I only have one wire wrapping book. But I have like 7 or 8 about lamp working. But anyways, much of what was on the bookcase didn't really need to be there and was able to be condensed down into other areas of the craft room, keeping like with like. And that was my compass through all of this over the years, y'all, is going from chaos to organized chaos disguised as order was like with like. Once the bookcase was cleared off, which was our first major hurdle to overcome, I organized my 3-tier end table that often is a catch-all, but that's kind of by design. I have a spot for my coffee, tablet, and messes to go, which keeps my messes from just sprouting up all over the dang place. While I did this, my husband cut up some pallet wood for installing the pegboard. Shout out to our friends Simone's Treasures and ProPool for gifting us this pegboard. Y'all are the best. The evening before, in anticipation of the rearrange, my niece Abby and I painted the pegboard with glow-in-the-dark paint and like some clear gesso with glow-in-the-dark pigments in it whenever we ran out of glow-in-the-dark paint. And I'm really excited to kind of show y'all that in a future video because the project isn't quite done yet, but we did have a very good time hanging out and getting it painted. I plan on putting too much heavy stuff on the pegboard, so we secured it into the studs of the wall to get this hung. After a bit of cleanup, we got on with it and moved the couch into its new location, swapped out the stretchy couch covers to keep the dog fur off, and tested it out. I really like this new location. It's just the other corner of the room, but it really, you'll see. Now that we have the couch moved to its new location, we were able to move the bookcase into its final spot, and we started to do the prep work to get the wall ready to receive its pegboard over by the bookcase. I loaded the bookcase in zones of necessity. I don't access my old journals or tax records frequently, so I put those on lower shelves in the far back, like off to the right, and made space for electroforming and the other tools where they would be most easily accessed while I'm working. I put my instructional books and decorative things on the higher up shelves that I wouldn't be able to reach from my work chair. And the bins on the bottom are for big bulky things that I couldn't really find other places for, but that I needed accessible. Leave a guess of what you think is in them down in the comments. In the split second that I was left unsupervised,
You alright?
Nope.
my goofy ass fell off the couch. I'm okay, but my end table was not. I am one lucky duck, y'all. We repaired the end table with some wood glue and dowels, then continued on with our task, which the next thing up was hanging the fairy lights. We have mega bright lights for when we're working and or when we're recording, but I wanted something gentler for after work hours. Balancing work and home life is always a juggle, especially when they both happen in the same place. And it may not seem like much, but changing the lighting helps to click that switch from being engaged and at work to being relaxed and at home. Once the bookcase was refilled, that freed up the staging tables for prepping to move the wire and metal smithing desks. It was near the end of day 1 for this 2-day rearrange, so I was pretty whooped, and my camera work started to slip. Day 2 was just settling in and feathering the nest. I put the pegs and stuff up on the pegboard and got things organized. I feel day 1 went very smoothly, and I attribute that to my wonderful family helping me out, as well as we had sitting down and written out an action plan the day before, so we knew what to do and kind of in what order so that everything could be managed smoothly. I knew I wasn't going to be able to move the metal smithing desks until we got that bookcase in place, so things needed to be happening in a particular order. But we lived. It worked. Hooray! So Abby's got the plug. Let's plug it in.
I'm not done it yet.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You turned your house
What'd you
into a
think?
Christmas tree.
Do what, Randy?
What?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Oh my god!
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Christmas tree?
You turned your house into a Christmas tree. I love it.
Kinda, yeah.
That's the energy of turning on the Christmas tree for the first time.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
Oh, I love it, and I love how you doubled it back over here.
Yeah.
Because the camera doesn't really pick up on the two tones of the lights. but it was perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Oh, look at my plants. Even the critters are doing their part to hold down the couch. So just to refresh our memories, and I like to look at the before and after pictures, here are the before and after pictures for our front craft room and for our main craft room. I really hope that this has been helpful to y'all. I know I do like to keep record of this stuff for my own sake, but it's so helpful to me to see other people's organization videos and to see how they do it and kind of why they're doing it that way and stuff. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please leave them down below. I'll try my best to get back to you. And like, share, subscribe, tickle all my like buttons and all that good stuff. And I will see y'all. Okay guys, so after just a few days of really intense work and then like another week or so of kind of fine-tuning things, this is how the craft room is starting as of the beginning of February 2024. So here you can see, I'm going to kind of put into fisheye lens. We had done the majority of this corner last year during our spring cleaning purge, but I've got all of my wire for the most part over here, our nail polish collection for painting dragon eyes, our beads kind of done by type and style, that's not beads. Here we go. This one's still a little bit more of a catch-all than I would have liked for it to have been, but where it's a work in progress. And that's what I'm telling myself, is it's not perfection that we're seeking, it's progress. So that corner I'm pretty excited about. I still need to organize everything that's on my desk in those little bins and all of those drawers, but that's fine. Over here we have our lamp workstation, which is like our kiln with, this is our bead kiln and all of our rods that we use, and then we also store our canvases and a few other things up here. This is where we do like our kiln paper and a lot of our chain and scale mail supplies. This is where I actually do the torch work, and we have like all the tripods and cameras set up for whenever we're doing our Saturday streams. Now we have our metalsmithing corner with our bookcase with all of the books that we have on some of the, like these are the crafty books that I actually have organized more or less by craft type. And then just some things over here, some more metalsmithing stuff, some more things, the actual metalsmithing desk, and then my wire desk, which it's so nice to be able to sit and spy on the birds. And then we have our little hangout corner where I cuddle with the critters, and that's where I do my guitar practice in the morning, and that's where we have like my wedding bouquet and Millie's memorial plaque and the dragon heads that we still have for sale that I need to get listed up onto the website, and then my plants and hula hoops. But that's this craft room. And then in here we still have Randy's station remains relatively unchanged. Here we have our shipping station that primarily is in use on Mondays. This is where we store our inventory and where we package our craft along kits and different things like that. And then here we have, this is our main kiln. We do also have, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have it hid behind a curtain in here because it's a disaster. But we're doing seed starting stuff, and so that was on the table and will be again soon. But that kiln back there is the one that I need to load today after recording this video. So that is what that is. Ooh, a big ball. So we did some environment enrichment too, just to make it, you know, fun. And over here we have a lot of the storage for leatherworking and resin and paper crafts. Trying to put like with like on a lot of these things, and this is all just leatherworking and sculpting now. So I have like my in progress projects and things that need repaired, and then right now I'm working on a lot of polymer clay for our February craft along kits. So we're the different stages of that going on. Plants, because I have a problem, and my problem is that I don't have enough space for all the plants I want. And then our painting corner. So over here, you know, we can kind of take advantage of some nice lighting and hanging out with some green things. And I'll move this easel down and it'll be in the middle of the floor, and that way we get really good lighting. But yeah, so this is how the craft rooms come along. If you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave them down below. I love hearing from you. How's your craft room rearrange going this year, or are you doing one? So I like doing a craft room rearrange every year because honestly, it keeps the entropy very slightly at bay, and every year I just get a little more fine-tuned to what I like, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And I mean, it's an excuse to dust it. I'd say everything, but that's an exaggeration. It gives me an excuse to dust some things. So, but I'm really excited for the new year, and I will see y'all next time. So until then, check out all the links down in the video description. BackToEarthCreations.com is our website if you want to see a complete calendar of events and the different things like that. If you want to see other stuff that we do here on our little quarter-acre homestead small business, check out the Vonster vlog. And we're posting a lot more stuff over there now too, with the gardening season kind of taking off. But I'll see y'all next time, you guys. So until then, happy crafting. Mwah! Bye.